Hi, my name is Ryley Bouchard. I'm a grade 11 student at Oak Bay High School. Currently in my English class with Mr. Mackenzie, I am learning about the life of Shakespeare and specifically about a Scottish play called Macbeth. Macbeth is a play about a loyal cawdor who betrays and kills his king after being forced by 3 witches and his wife. He quickly rises to power and kills anyone in his path to make sure it stays that way. Macbeth's eventual fall is just as quick as his rise, and in the end he perishes at the hand of a knight named Macduff. William Shakespeare was alive around 400 years ago. Therefore, we don't know too much about his life, but we do know he is one of, if not the most well-known and powerful playwrights of the English language. Born in April of 1564 in Stratford-upon-Avon, Shakespeare revolutionized theater with his work that is considered timeless by many. Now the question is, why is a man born 452 years ago still being so massively studied by the entire world? Shakespeare uses timeless themes and emotions that haven't changed from 400 years ago and are still relevant in this day and age. Not only that, but was also a literary genius. Shakespeare took advantage of the communicative power of his language, the printing press, and the newfound education levels among his audience. 1599, Shakespeare built one of the most iconic theaters in the world, the Globe Theatre, an open-top building in which he performed his famous plays. He was so influential that his troupe was personally named the King's Servants by their king, James I. Shakespeare had a 29,000 vocabulary, while the average university student of our time only has 14,000, just to put the complexity of his language into perspective. While it is commonly said that all the modern stories are derived from Shakespeare's work, the truth of the matter is that he took influence from many things, including folk tales, biographies, dramas, and ancient texts such as the Bible. At the age of 18, Shakespeare married a 26-year-old woman named Anne Hathaway, whom grew up in a small town outside of Stratford called Shottery. In 1582, they had their first daughter, Susanna, and in 1585, they had twins, Hamlet and Judith. Shakespeare's only son, Hamlet, died at 11 years old in 1596 from what's suspected to be the bubonic plague. People that had this disease either were dragged out into the street when they died or just enjoyed dying in the courtyards. Shakespeare, at this point of his career, was already a busy man who had to work in London without his family. This was rumored to make his relationship with Anne more difficult. Significant passage, Act 1.5, line 52 to 62. Upon analysis of this passage, recited by Lady Macbeth in the early stages of the play, it is clear how great her desire for the throne is. Lady Macbeth is pushing her hardest to convince her husband, Macbeth, that he must murder the king if he wishes to become king. At this particular place in the play, Macbeth is a timed and innocent man who does not wish to harm anyone. Lady Macbeth points out his timidness by saying, "Your face, my thane, is a book where men may read strange matters." Lady Macbeth is scared that once Macbeth does kill the king, that his nervous and timid manners may lead to the other noblemen knowing that he is to blame. To ensure that Macbeth knows this, she tells him that he must look like thy innocent flower, but be the serpent under. Here we see that Lady Macbeth has asserted herself with a powerful dominance over her husband that plays a large role in the irrational decision-making of the Scottish thane. Which leaves one question. Would Macbeth have acted in the murderous and slithery way of a snake if it wasn't for her wife's ambition and drive for the throne?